A sense of urgency and excitement could be felt within the confines of the Multiverse Merc base, particularly within the briefing room Jax found himself in. Though he had a hard time sharing the sentiment, as he was too busy dealing with two pirates on loan from the Nova League who were currently tripping balls on some kind of shit from their capital he wanted nothing to do with. Now, under different circumstances, he would have left them be. But something big was about to go down, and he at least wasn't about to let two junkies slow him and the group down. God, he wished he worked with those Cartheon foreign legionaries instead. At least they were professionals. As if summoned by a silent lament, two of them, a human male and elven female, entered the room in full combat fatigues and armed to the teeth, took stock of the two addicts with annoyed expressions, the elf speaking as they went to remove them.
All right, you two, clear out. You're in no condition to participate.
One of the two pirates tried to play it off in a completely unconvincing manner.
What are you talking about, baby doll? We're fine. In more ways than one, if you know what I mean.
Even Jax couldn't help but roll his eyes at this attempt at flirting, a spectacle that drew the attention of a soldier of fortune sitting beside him. Hey, 5 credits she goes for the wrist. A little bet? He figured why not. You're on. I bet she goes for his nuts. This little exchange happened as the pirate reached out for the elf in a lecherous manner, only to have his hand cut off at the wrist before he could even register the pain. A spurt of blood being the only indication that such an act took place before he screamed in agony. Though he drew no sympathy from any of the other mercs, least of all Jax, who was only lamenting the lost bet. Well, I suppose you win. The other pirate grew enraged and tried to punch the elf, only for her human compatriot to strike him in the face with the butt of his rifle. What could have easily turned into a brawl was stopped by a thunderous boom. The source of the disturbance turned out to be a mysterious individual standing at around 6 feet tall and clad in some kind of armor which hugged his form and obscured his identity. In his right hand was a pistol whose barrel was smoking from recent discharge. This was the Warlord, a recent addition to the company, but far more ruthless than any other merc boss. An intimidating aura emanated from him for but a moment before turning to the Carthean elf. The cleaning fee is coming out of your pay. Now get that fool out of here. Without another word, he strode forth to the front of the room as a section of the floor opened up, revealing a complex holographic projector which displayed some kind of building complex. As you all can probably tell, we have been granted a new contract. The target is on an ice world designated Nortus Primus, a manufacturing facility whose purpose is unknown and unimportant to us. What is important is that its denizens have gotten far too bold for our clients' liking, which is why they're willing to pay us 200,000 credits apiece to inflict as much damage as possible, along with looting rights to whatever we may find. Now, this was certainly a pleasant surprise for all those who were still in the room. That kind of money would set them up for months, and all they had to do was break some shit. But the veterans among them knew better than to just rush in like a rodent to a piece of cheese. Gotta make sure there weren't any traps or anything similar. Jax in particular moving to voice the question. What kind of defenses will we be looking at, boss? The facility known as the North Pole is guarded by a network of trenches which surround the facility, and are supported by several light machine gun emplacements spread across the defenses. Surprisingly extensive for an untrained militia, but nothing we won't be able to crack. Any further questions? Satisfied with the answer, Jack shook his head, and no one else deigned to speak, prompting the warlord to shut down the projector and make his way out. Then get your gear ready. We move out in 2 hours. If you enjoyed this week's video, please consider liking, commenting, and sharing. And if you would like to see more in the future, then consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.